It's a subsystem that lets you like add whatever you kind of want in there. So, hey everybody, welcome to the VOD. You know the drill. La 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 la. Watch me do social media bullshit for a while. Hey, look, the guys are setting up.
Shake that ass.
Shake it.
Watch yourself.
Watch yourself. Every time I look for the link to share this and I can't find it. Here it is.
That knuckles definitely. I think we gotta send this one stand back.
Oh. Are both knuckles broken on it?
No, just one. But maybe new. This happens with all my Cowboy Studio stands.
Yeah,
Happened with yours, happened with mine.
Yeah, they're cheap as fuck. But,
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not sending them back. I don't give a fuck. I mean, you can send it back if you want.
Yeah, fair enough. I can build a package just in case. That's great.
Dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba-dabba. Yeah, they're so cheap. Yep, 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 yep. Noclip live check-in. Feeling a little bit tired. YouTube link. Live on day 4. Come say hey. GDC, Noclip, GDC. Schedule. Select tiers, $10. Publish now. Publish now. Cool.
What do you got? One little tiny for now.
Let's get that stuff out
Just
there.
like just so far, like a little thing or something.
Setting up a different angle today. Jeremy's managed to get like a million different angles.
Just in case.
4 angles in 4 days in this tiny little room. In this tiny, tiny, tiny little room. All right, that's out. Let me get a tweet out and then we're good. Hit that Discord. Boom. There you go, Discord.
Ring the bell for the notification squad.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh yeah, I need a thing. I need a San Francisco thing.
Oh, what's the Chinese restaurant? That's Yang Sing.
Oh, Yang Sing? I did think about Yang Sing. Yang Sing is delicious.
A local legend.
Let me type in Google. Probably something else will come up.
Or you could do a loaf of sourdough bread.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's good. Sourdough bread. Sourdough bowl.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Sourdough bowl. What's some fucking clam chowder? Chowder.
Chowder.
It's pronounced chowder. Say chowder.
Is that another Simpsons reference?
What?
Isn't that the Simpsons reference?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
The JFK,
Yeah, the bratty.
Okay.
Say chowder. Mayor Quimby. Is it Quimby's son or
yeah,
something?
it's like Quimby's nephew or
Nephew, yeah. Patron post. Patron post. La 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 lee.
something. It's a tiny bit more light, but other than that, I'm quite happy. Who? What's that?
We're live at GDC. We're at Thursday. Check in. Cool beans. All right. Let's get into the chat. Chickadee chat chat. Wednesday.
So let me tell you one thing real quick. Yeah. Can you? I hate to ask you this because I might ask you how to do it. But
All
can you
good.
drive that
Awesome.
plane back?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our live stream on a beautiful Thursday. Why is my can covered in dirt? That's not nice. I don't like that at all. Today we have 4 interviews, only 4. It's a little bit of an easier day, kind of, than yesterday, although we've got a lot of extracurricular activity on after our interviews, so a little bit busy on that end. Today we have 4 interviews. We have Emma Kinema from Game Workers Unite on to talk about. We did a podcast about Game Workers Unite and unionization, but Emma kind of runs the show over there, so we're going to talk to her about all that. We have Raphael van Lierop from Hinterland Games to talk about The Long Dark and all the adding of story into that game that they've done for the past 2.5 years, maybe at this stage. We have Kent Muddle from Telltale. He's our 4th and final Telltale interview. Kent is directed like a half dozen or more of the series for Telltale, and is also the person who stayed on with Skybound to help finish the Walking Dead stuff. So he's worked there for, I don't know, maybe 14 years and still technically works on the franchises. Although I think it's ending soon. His time there. And then we have Megan Frukmanesh in from The Verge to talk about, well, she's the first person we've interviewed for the press ever, so that should be fun. And we're going to talk about sort of influencer culture, like the post-influencer career paths that a lot of these folks take when they're kind of burnt out, basically, from working on YouTubes and Twitches and all that sort of stuff. So it should be interesting for today. Now we're going into GDC to film something which we might use for a doc that we're kind of half talking to somebody about doing. And then we're heading over to Supergiant to say hi to them, because I've never been to Supergiant. Jeremy's done all that shit, so sorry, not shit. Very fine work.
Thank you. And I miss them, and they need to see my injury to believe that I'm not just skipping out on our friendship.
Yeah, he's not been there for a little while, for a month or so, probably. Yeah, almost now. Yeah, so but a lot of filming happening in April for our third episode, all about design of art and the music and stuff. So we'll sort all that stuff out with them right out today.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for Amir to send me that calendar for like months now.
Just busy making a
I'll
video.
send you the calendar. I'll send you the calendar. Yeah. Can't blame him. What up, Ian James? Glad to have you here. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, today's a little bit of a slowy one. It's only 4 interviews. Kind of left it open for left most of the afternoons open a bit for last minute interviewees, and surprisingly most people went earlier in the week. So that's why Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday were so thick, and Friday's kind of full, so we can't really fill anything else in on Friday. Yeah, tomorrow's a lot of big stuff. We've kind of got like 5 big ones in a row. But yeah, it's good stuff. We're 13 interviews down, 9 to go. Can't wait. The art side will be cool to dig into. Yeah, we need to talking to Jen has had like little pockets of the story so far, so we're going to really focus on her and her team, and I guess the new person they hired as well, and all that sort of stuff. So
that person started yet.
Yeah.
Huh.
Should be interesting.
I forgot about that,
Did you see that somebody beat the 5 Souls board games back to back without being hit? Yeah, I was just talking to Jeremy about it. Did you hear that?
The
Esteban?
game? No,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking nutso. That's bananas. Even if the hit didn't register any health, like it still counted. So
what was
they did
the
not get
rule?
hit.
That you had to start over that individual game if you got hit, or the whole?
No, the whole thing.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah. Back to back as well. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So to do it the day before Sekiro comes, that is pretty cool. Get her done. It sounds like you have the GDC flu. I don't think so. We went out for drinks last night and a meal, and we talked for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So I think after 3 days of talking, and then I didn't get my evening non-talking break, I think maybe that's why my throat's a bit. I'm not sick because we've not been at GDC, like, really. We went in to see the Half-Life thing. I haven't been on the show floor. Went in to get our badges. Today we will. So today we'll go in and get PAX flu or GDC flu or GDC. I'm trying to think of a thing you add to an end of a word that makes it sound like sick. Itis. GDC itis.
Swelling of the GDC.
The swelling of the GDC glands. Yeah, exactly. I have an engorged GDC. Yeah.
That sounds serious.
Ugh. I mean, it's engorging.
Engorged is a very engorged word.
Ian James, it is actually. It's kind of onomatopoeic or whatever. The word sounds like the meaning. Ian James stayed up until 4 a.m. watching the run. Fair. I would have been too anxious to fucking watch that shit. How do you not get hit? God, you must be so good at that fucking game.
Lots of practice. Lots of reading.
Yeah, I mean, I understand how you get good. You practice, but like, just, oh my God, like, how do you?
It's so stressful.
It's so stressful. It's
I feel
crazy.
like I'd lose my focus too. It's such a long duration of time.
Totally.
That, like, you just drop your guard for 1 second and it was the whole thing.
How many, like, was he using like exploits and stuff to get past certain bosses and things like that? Let me know, Ian, if you can. The meeting about the design decision in episode 2 was great. That kind of stuff rarely appears in other documentaries. Companies usually worried about not looking messy. Yeah, totally, and they were too. But thankfully, we have a good degree of kind of trust built there, so they're cool with that sort of stuff. No glitches, just items and very optimized things. That's cool. Did he go for like a what was the build on Bloodborne? What did they go for?
threaded cane, baby. No, I'm just kidding. Probably not.
Oh, because I did it once with the what's the magic build called again?
Oh,
Mage or whatever.
Yeah.
Not the blood tinge one. The one that you just pile it all into. Maybe it is blood tinge. Where we just use the like the Orgor of Abredus and like all of that shit.
Yeah.
And because you can just pile through people once you like if you spend a long time. Yeah, I wonder, was it like was he optimizing for speed, or because it's not a speed run, so was he just like milking people? But then the more you do that, the more chances you have of getting hit by anyone.
Yeah.
So, like any one asshole in that game, one of those fucking dogs. Soul Cleaver is far and away the best damage I put in the game. Arcane, so it was Arcane. Okay, wait, are you saying they did Arcane or that he used some speedrun tactics? That's rad. God, that's crazy. It's crazy shit. It's nuts. I should watch a highlight video of it. How long was it? How long was the whole thing? You just answered the question. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Ian. Yeah, so sorry if you joined in late. Let me tell you who we got today. We got 4 interviews. Emma Kinema from Game Workers Unite to talk about unionization. She basically runs a show over there. So it was we did a podcast, of course, on Game Workers Unite a number of months ago now at this stage, a month ago. So it'll be cool to talk to Emma about it. We have Raphael Van Leerup from Hinterland Games to talk about The Long Dark, really cool survival game that I played a bunch of years ago that they've added a whole story into, or are in the process of still adding stories into. I think 3 of the 5 chapters are out. And they've added loads of gameplay shit to that. So just kind of the idea of like adding story to it, an established game and the different masters they serve there. Kent Muddle, who's the last of our Telltale interviews, he is here, let me look up his Moby Games page, actually. He was director on, he worked there? Jesus, he worked there a long time. Did they make Puzzle Agent? I think maybe they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, that was one of the first ones, right? Yeah, so we worked on Puzzle Agent. That's back in, I guess, 2011 or so. Every time somebody slows down next to the door, I think that they're coming in for an interview. And I'm like, you're half an hour early. Yeah, cinematic artist and choreographer for loads of stuff. He directed Walking Dead Michonne, Batman, Telltale, The Wolf Among Us, Game of Thrones. So a whole bunch of them. Creative director on the final season of The Walking Dead, and then he is the one that went over to Skybound, or not even went over to Skybound. Skybound operates out of the same building. I was thinking it might be cool if you wanted to spend a half a day or a day to go over to Tiburon and film the old office, like even just the outside of it, because now it's closed, I think.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I talked to Ken about it. I think they're doing their own thing, Skybound are, and we'll have to wait and see. But I think he said like getting in there now. I think now they've gotten out, so maybe not. But that, and also maybe like just some Bay Area B-roll of like that area of the Bay, and maybe even around Berkeley, like, you know, for sale signs on houses, that type of thing. Just anything to help us do a bit there. And also name it at, what was the name of that? The Mayflower, the bar.
Oh,
if we get a shot at that, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Just to give it some sort of.
Yeah, I can make a day of all that.
That'd be right.
Sure,
yeah, awesome. Yeah, so that, and then the last one today is Megan Frukenesh from The Verge, which should be rad. First person at the press we've interviewed. And her beat is kind of like YouTubers and influencers and stuff. So I'm going to talk a lot about like, I guess the post-influencer, like post-influence career, what all those folks do. So we should see. Did you watch the IGF Awards? Ober did it pretty well. Yeah, I saw he won 3 awards. Didn't know he was there actually. I didn't. I usually watch it every year. I watched it every year when I lived in Ireland and England, and then when I moved over here. But last night I just needed like a mental break from GDC stuff, so just went out my old local bars and restaurants in Oakland instead, and kind of got away from it all. I kept my eye on it. Nothing. Yeah, it all seemed like the way it would go down. Like God of War won the Game of the Year. Lucas won another Seamus McNally grand prize. The last time he won it was for Papers, Please, and I was interviewing people behind stage afterwards. That's how I met him for the first time. So he's got another one of those. Tim Schafer said fuck white supremacy, so that's very much in Tim's wheelhouse for hosting that show. spoilers, we're talking to him tomorrow, so that should be a fun interview. I have a T-shirt that I've worn almost every time I've interviewed him, and he takes the piss out of me. He used to send me Christmas cards and say, "Happy Christmas, Danny," and your shirt. So I'm gonna wear the same. I have it with me. I'm gonna wear it tomorrow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a Conor McGregor dethroned.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. I did wear it a lot.
Yeah.
In fairness,
It's a good shirt, man.
it's a good shirt, but I'm one of those people who has like 4 shirts and wears them over and over again. Yeah, so that's on tomorrow. We have a couple of fun ones tomorrow. We have Suda 51 coming in as well. I might as well just say it. So that's going to be another biggie. And then a couple of other fun ones, a couple of other fun indie games who may or may not have won awards last night. Although we don't have Lucas coming in because we just did a podcast with him, for God's goodness sake. Yeah, so it's cool. So that's 2 folks from Double Fine we had this week. So it's been good. Bunch of interviews.
Yeah, they've all been really good too.
Yeah.
Super diverse, like subject-wise and
Yeah.
tone-wise as well. Like, it's been a lot of different stuff.
Yeah, it's been cool. It's been a nice mixture of everything, and and the Telltale stuff has come together really well. The 3 of the 4 interviews have been. Yesterday's Telltale stuff was really good. Difficult sort of stuff about people coping and the financial realities of what happened, and I wasn't sure what the story was yet. Now I feel like we have a story. It's just like it's about the, I guess, the effect of having your entire life sort of like cut short in like on a random day, just having everything totally change, and how it affected everyone, and how they all sort of like mourn for this. Like everyone, like I wish I've never worked in a place that sounds as cool and friendly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all so close.
Yeah, well, they all seem to get along, but like it's like I've worked in way smaller workforces where people weren't that close.
Right.
Like it's or like I guess they just didn't have that competitiveness in them. Or Paul was talking about how there was like pockets, there was like cliques or whatever, but like no one hated the other ones or anything. But yeah, they all seem super fucking bummed that that place closed down. Get those questions in. Shell Comics has Jeremy's toe update.
6 out of 10. No, 7. I'm at a 7 today. Thank you.
That's an optimistic 6.
Yeah,
It's
it's a hot 6. It's a 6.8. Hot 6.
Hot 6. 6.8, yeah. Any interview plans are done with Zachtronics. Was glad to see Opus Magnus get the deserved recognition. Oh, I didn't see that it won something. No, we don't have anything with that team, unfortunately. After hearing you guys talk about the genital jousting guys, I'm interested in listening to an interview for more than just the dick jokes. Yeah, I thought we would have been happy with just the dick jokes, to be honest, or like the physics of it. Or Esteban's here too. Sorry, his camera's not wide enough. We would have been happy with the dick jokes, but it ended up being a lot more about like toxic masculinity. And also at one stage in the interview, he said we designed 27 different types of ejaculate. So that was fun. So there were also dick jokes.
Yeah, they're there.
Or dick design. And we talked
dick fun facts that ended up being hilarious.
I was asking about like how do you design like the perfect sized penis for your video game? And he said it wasn't really this shaft that was the problem, it was the size of the balls. And then he went on this like thing where they explained why the balls had to be a certain size, because in multiplayer your balls would get stuck on each other and you wouldn't be able to attack the butthole.
That's a sentence you said.
Yeah.
That's a sentence that was said.
Yeah. And it's not like maybe it's lewd, but it's not like there's no other way of saying that sentence.
Yeah.
It's like a really weird situation to be in where like he's saying all this stuff and it's like, oh, that's the best way of explaining this thing.
Yeah. That's the consequence of making a game or like any sort of art project about anything, is you get into like really deep conversations about a very specific odd thing.
Right.
So if you make a game about dicks, you're gonna have a lot of deep, heady conversations about dicks and balls.
Yeah. And they were like, there's no penetration in single player, and we were really proud of that. It was really out there. It was pretty good. Only 27. I thought it'd be way more than that. Yeah. Feathers was one of the ejaculates. So it was tears and was regret.
Yeah, regret.
So another one, yeah. Question for Megan: how does she think Stadia's YouTube integration will affect streamers? It's a good question, actually, Matthew. I will put that to her.
He's stealing your word.
No, actually, I'll say it's from him. I'll say it's from Matthew. We'll get Matthew. We should pay Matthew for that one. Pay back his patronage. Thank you, Matthew, for your patronage and for your insight. I've made a note of it at the bottom of my notes for Megan. She's our last interview today. Yeah, that should be interesting. We had, who did we talk to? Jamie Chang yesterday from Clee, because Zone Star was originally a Google Chrome Store game. So we asked him what he thought about the Stadia stuff, and he didn't. He said they hadn't been in touch about it. So nobody seems to have. Nobody we've talked about except for Rami was because he was doing some sort of he was on a panel for Google or something, but we weren't talking to him about that. It was before the announcement, so we couldn't really talk about it, even if we were holding on to the interview. So nothing really. It kind of didn't work out, but that was also totally fine. I'm really looking forward to that interview. My friend who's at GDC said the streamer integration talk was super interesting. Yeah, I wish I could see some of the talks. We've not actually had a chance to go in and do anything. Today we're going to go into the mega booth, but I'm not going to have time for any talks. But the cool thing, you should both know as well, is that because we've got passes, you've got access to the GDC vault.
Oh, really?
The full
You guys can
vault,
watch
yeah.
everything?
Yeah. So you,
Even older talks?
yes, everything. Yeah. So they trickle out the ones from GDC, and then their YouTube channel gets some of the cooler ones, but you'll get access to everyone they recorded.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll watch all of
Which is a lot of. It's really cool. It's really cool. Yeah. I wish you could just rip them off and put them all on. They need-
The words right out of my mouth. I was just thinking that. I was like, I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
on stream.
It'd be rad. Use it as B-roll, but then just put the whole thing up instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a documentary about GDC talks. It's just all of them.
All
back
the
to back.
talks. Yeah. It's
It's
just
like a 40-hour.
put it up as like
GDC
put
2019 all scenes.
or no, yeah, or like no put speed run entire franchise and like put the YouTube logo as just a picture and no one knows about it.
Or you do what they do with like old King of the Hills. Put them on YouTube where they put like.
YouTube poops.
Yeah, oh no! I was
Oh.
gonna say they crop it in, they slow it down to like 75% speed, and then they put like a layer of like snow coming down or something,
Yeah.
and like pitch it down or something.
Yeah, the down pitching
Yeah,
stuff. It's so weird.
but it's the
Yeah.
same other than
So
that.
no one told you that was gonna. Yeah, it's like all your favorite TV shows like at 1.2 speed or something.
It's amazing. I've definitely watched. It took me a while to realize that the intention was to then speed it
Yeah,
up using the
yeah.
YouTube settings.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
I watched I watched a few SpongeBob episodes that were like super fast
And trippy and
yeah, it was like SpongeBob double speed. I watched them in college. And
That's
I
so
never realized that
funny.
The intention was to watch.
I
them
never
at half speed.
knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never put two and two together. That's so silly. Oh my god. Then screen that at GDC next year. Yeah, that'd be good.
Surprise, it's all your talks.
It starts. You just
Last
lock the
year's
doors.
talks. Except everyone who paid had to have paid for their GDC ticket. GDC ticket's no fucking joke. It's like $2.5 grand.
It's crazy.
I think it's less if you just go to like the conferences or something,
Yeah,
or
it's like
just to
5
do it.
tiers or something.
Yeah. Ridiculous. I'm honestly considering just getting the Vault Pass, but they're expensive. Yeah, the Vault Passes are cool, but I don't know how much is just a regular Vault Pass. It's probably still like at least 500, maybe $1 grand, right? I don't know.
It's your left arm.
Yeah, because the idea, I guess, is that like this is a continual personal development thing. So like companies pay for their employees to go to this, so it's like a tax write-off and yada yada yada. So it's not too bad, but yeah, I mean, even staying in the area, like we're staying in Oakland for how many nights? Sundays, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 6 nights, and I think it's not crazy expensive, but I think it's like maybe $1,200 for the week. Yeah, and that's in Oakland. So like in San Francisco, it was like a lot
Yeah,
more.
it's gotta be way more.
Yeah,
Food, boarding, and pass is like
Yeah.
4 or 5 grand if you're paying out of pocket. As
Yeah.
an individual.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you book your stuff earlier, you're all right. But the hotels like will cost way more than that.
Yeah.
Like I think it was like $300 a night or something.
Every hotel goes way up when there's a convention.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I shot a gig last year in New York at the Javits Center, and it was during the biggest commercial like industry event for like marketers or something in the
Right.
world. I was shooting like a stupid marketing video, but they told me a week before that I had to book all my own flight and accommodations.
And
So
they pay you back,
they paid me back, but it took them a
but
couple
you
months.
a week before.
A week before.
Jesus, that's
So
awful.
It was like $3 or $4 grand just
Ugh.
for a hotel and flights. So I just had to have I had that like on my credit card, and then I had to pay it off as late as possible because it's like
Yeah,
a ton of money.
and then they don't pay you.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
they take like months to pay
It's
me.
a shitload. Yeah, people don't like who's that liquid that you just have that much money
Yeah.
sitting in an account to just sure.
Yeah.
It's like if they told you a week earlier, it might have cost like 60% as much or
Right.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to get that check back though, because I've been eating beans and rice for a month.
Right.
And I was like, all of a sudden I was rich.
And it makes it look like the gig was like also way better,
Yeah,
probably.
totally.
Like, wow, I got paid like all this money.
Dude, that's what every year I do my taxes. I'm like, wow, I made more than I thought, and then I'm like, oh wait, that's like most of it is that expenses.
Right,
Just
yeah.
like subtracted a huge chunk.
Right.
Of it. Like, oh, I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
But not bad. That's what I thought.
Have you paid your tax already?
No, I've been waiting for the check for this. I'm gonna
Oh, cool.
just for the shooting.
Cool.
And then put that towards my taxes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting to. My accountants is like taking a sweet time, but that's all right. It's a lot, and also I'm very bad because I keep like changing stuff. Like there was a couple of your guys' payments that I hadn't put in, so I kept redoing my QuickBooks, and then I emailed and go like, "Sorry, you have to do that again, please." I didn't. I had like I had like some payments that were like personal in there that I hadn't put in, obviously, but then I had other ones that I'd marked as personal that actually were business ones,
Right.
like your payment ones that I didn't realize. Then it was like another six grand of that, and I was like, "Oh fuck, please," because then that's all tax deductible. My wife's sending me videos of my baby eating. My wife. Any more questions? We've got Raphael coming in about 20 minutes. The morning, gents. Happy my whole body is dead Thursday. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit deceased today, just because we had so much
We did drink a lot.
food to drink. We did drink a decent amount, yeah, more than I was expecting, and yet exactly as much as I was expecting.
Subconsciously.
$550 for the Vault Pass, so
Oh,
it's quite a lot. That's like 550 quid, 45 quid more than Netflix. So it's pretty bad.
that's the scam. There's only one season.
Yeah,
And one show.
yeah, and a lot of it's not, and it's like a one camera show. A lot of them,
Yeah.
they're just like
Yeah, the editing's just all right.
yeah, it's like it's very avant-garde. Not much editing at all.
It's a long tape.
Yeah, it kind of sucks in my opinion. It's way too expensive for someone like me who just works in a home office in the middle of Iowa. Yeah, for sure. I wonder if I wonder if they put it cheaper, would people just not fucking come to GDC at that stage? Because like the whole reason to come for most people is the talks. Like the show floor is like entertaining and fun, but it's like unless you're looking for work, then it's really important. Or networking. But
Couldn't they put them all on like a proprietary site and then sell ad space for it?
ads wouldn't. I don't think
It wouldn't
you wouldn't
reach
have it because not many people watch it. It's kind of like our stuff where it's like so specialized that like
Yeah.
the people who watch it really like it, but like it's not like they get millions of views.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
They do put a lot of them up on YouTube, like or some of the more, I don't know, digestible ones or something. Yeah, go
Like the
up there.
Guilty Gear one where they talked about modeling the characters in Unreal and keeping
Right.
2D is up on YouTube. That's
Right.
where I watched that.
Yeah,
But that's so like niche that no one's really gonna pay
that's
for
not niche. Like that's
really?
that's because that's visual.
it. Right.
Like
okay.
niche ones are like fucking
What's that wind simulation one from God of War?
or like most a lot of design talks, like a lot of like how to organize your team around like understanding like the emergent market of microtransactions. Like
Oh,
it's
wow.
like they're
Wow,
like
it gets
it's
that deep?
industry.
How
Yeah.
to keep morale high in the shifting landscape of 2019 new media
Totally.
landscape.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
god.
Like it's business stuff, it's design, but like really specific design, like shifting over from one version of Maya to another, or like it's like super
Wow.
like
Oh, okay.
so
I didn't know
the
it got that
design
far.
talks are the ones that go up on YouTube, but like they get way more like yeah, you go in some like when you look at the list, they give you a sheet when you come here as press, they give you a sheet of the talks that you might understand. It's
So there's more than that?
it's the suggested talks,
Oh my
but
god.
basically the like the whatever the translation is like here are the ones that you might actually be able to fucking figure out. And there's lots of those, but like loads of them are super
Okay.
nitty gritty technical stuff. Have you threatened to break Jeremy's other foot if he doesn't get the lighting right? I have to ask him.
Not yet. Although just reading that out loud is sort of an implied threat.
Yeah, right. You sound really tired. I'm not sure if I'm tired. I just know today's an easy day, so I'm just taking it easy or something. Today's an easy day, guys.
Sweet.
It's an easy day. It's not so bad.
I think you guys. I'm just gonna take off. You guys got this one here.
Alright, well,
Just have fun with it. Let's record and keep it focused.
hey, video games, right?
Don't let it be-
I feel like making it cheaper makes the networking more difficult to more people, but the people who need the networking most are the people without money. Yeah, maybe they are. I can see that, but you could argue that case. I also think they fill the place out every year, so there's no incentive for them to make it cheaper. I also don't necessarily think that making the ticket cheaper would make more people come. Like it might, but also it doesn't stop it being a really awkward place to get to, and also a expensive city to be in for a week. So I wonder if even if they drop the price down, you'd still be out of pocket for 3,000 instead of 5,000 maybe. Yeah, there is this weird like backlash to GDC at the moment, which I think is probably a lot to do with the sort of like general anti-San Francisco sentiment that exists outside of San Francisco. Which is like, it's kind of here because it started here, because a lot of like developers were here before it was such a rich, expensive place, and like they could move it, but like people who made it are here, so the people who are running it are here, so they're not all going to move. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you have to put it somewhere else, and everyone will have to fly there. Then it would be expensive, and the hotels would be expensive, and it would be the same problem all over again. Or it'd be in Vegas like Dice, and like Dice is as expensive. So
You should just use Black Rock City where Burning Man happens. It's just
Yeah.
a big salt flat, and everyone has to like drive in RVs. It'd be like the Devolver lot at E3.
Yeah,
Everyone would have,
exactly,
Like, an
yeah.
ice cream trailer.
yeah,
I'm into that.
yeah,
All
they're doing
solar
that again
panels.
this year. They're good folks.
I love Devolver.
A lot of devs should come to GDC without a pass. That's true. A lot of people just go to the parties and hang out and network and see their friends and all that sort of stuff. They just moved GDC to Des Moines, then everyone has to travel.
Genius.
Oh yeah. The most anti-SF sentiments I hear tend to be people who live there. It tends to be people who live there and maybe move. I don't know. Maybe because I like I don't know. I like it here, so I don't know. There's only so many Dan Reicherts who don't want to live here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's,
What do you think? You live here. You've lived here for well, you don't live in SF, but
Yeah, I live right on the Berkeley-Oakland line, but I did live in San Francisco when I moved here. It's awesome, but San Francisco's changed a lot since I moved here.
Mm.
It's gotten the wealth disparities become much more apparent.
Mm.
You see more and more like really nice condos and apartment buildings going up where there's probably low-income housing
Yeah.
for obvious reasons. And yeah, I don't know. There's definitely like a culture. Like when I came here when I was 12 years old and was like, I want to move here because it's like there's this relic of hippie culture,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this very welcoming, open arms sort of West Coast vibe. And I feel like that has dried up more and more even in the 6 years I've been here.
yeah.
Like San Francisco evokes a certain thing in my head, and that is kind of dead.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean there's not something awesome and valid about what's going on now, but it is weird to see like they built they built the ivory tower out of the bones of all the dead hippies or something.
Right.
It's like fucking. There's definitely like a macabre about it, but I do really
Yeah.
like it here, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on here, and obviously like LA or any place like New York, it's like a moth to a flame of all these talented and creative people.
Yeah.
So as many soul sucking corporate mucky mucks as there are, there's always a lot of new interesting people coming through with great ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
So ups and downs to everywhere.
There you go. That's your review of San Francisco. Come live here.
7
Get a job here, and then it's not as expensive as it sounds because everyone gets paid San Francisco wages. Unless you're a freelancer, then it's they just got to be real fucking good at your job.
roommates and ramen.
Roommates and ramen.
That is a bio title I've ever heard.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up in a minute. So last questions. Walking from the Moscone up through Market into the Tenderloin is like an intro to cyberpunk movie. I know a lot of people base their like idea of like San Francisco on Soma, which like nobody.
Yeah.
That's like basing your idea of New York on Times Square. It's like nobody fucking lives here. It's work. Like the TL is like the Tenderloin's like a nasty 3 blocks in a 7 by 7 kilometer like city where it's mostly like houses and local food places and stuff. So I don't know. From somebody who's lived in suburbia where there is like no local fare, it's all chains. Like San Francisco is kind of not that in a way. So I don't know. I'm very other side of the other side of the coin or something on that one, or optimistic maybe. What's today's lineup? One last time. Sorry, I know Shelley, you just turned up late. Megan Frugmanesh's laugh. Kent Muddle from Telltale. It's our 4th and last Telltale one. Raphael van Lerup from Hinterland, who made The Long Dark. And the first one up is Emma Kinema from Game Workers Unite to talk about unionization. It's the topic on everyone's lips. Do you think the tech has been a big part of why SF has changed? Yes, totally. It's where all the money came in back in the 90s. And also because it was like kind of a shithole back in the 80s. So it was like super cheap. So a lot of people, there was a lot of like art and stuff around here from the hippie times, and a lot of like film was up here for a decent amount, and Lucas was here, and Disney had stuff up here for a while, and then a bunch of like techie people and yeah, I mean, Apple and all that sort of stuff, Silicon Valley, and then it's sort of propagated everywhere else. But yeah, most of the world's rich people like to live here because it's sunny, basically. It's like, yeah. And everyone else is up around here.
And the sourdough bread.
And the sourdough bread, of course, and the sourdough bowls. And the Oakland Athletics, the best baseball team in the world. Yeah, exactly. Watch Moneyball. Thanks for hanging out. Last day is tomorrow. Tomorrow we got some big names to talk about and update you on, so that should be a lot of fun. As ever, thank you so much for your support. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed the awards, and if you own a video game that can play Sekiro, I hope you enjoy the next 24 hours of waiting for that. And then playing it tomorrow while we're working, which I'm not bitter about at all. I try not to think about. Question for unionization. I'm a freelance artist, and I'm interested, though, I'm interested if the thought has been given to freelancers like me who work in multiple industries. I think that came up in our podcast a little bit. I will talk to Emma about that. That's a good question. Thank you so much. Have a good evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. I was lying. Don't move to San Francisco. It's too expensive.